stomp you out. Came with all my goons, we gon' thug it out. Go ahead, bust a move, we gon' stomp you out. Came with all my goons, we gon' thug it out. Throw your hood up, go ahead and rep your city. Throw your hood up, go ahead and rep your.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Floyd Money Mayweather. And so here are those comments.
Everybody got a championship belt now. Now, boxing, all these belts is like trophies. The WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO. Y'all gotta clean this shit up. Y'all have to clean this up. This is bad for boxing. Ain't there such thing as no super champion. You guys are just taking extra money from all these fighters, getting extra money from sanctioning fees. And this goes for my company as well. We got to clean the sport of boxing up. This don't look good. When you look on TV now, everybody's a champion. You see all these fighters posing with a belt. And then we got another guy at lightweight, which is Ryan Garcia. And then I look at Ryan Garcia, and he's a pretty cool fighter. I don't take a nothing away from him. He's with Golden Boy, and I wish him nothing but the best in his career. But before you can, and I seen Ryan, for an example, Ryan Garcia is one of the fighters that got in the ring holding the WBC belt and holding another belt. This is not cool for the sport. And do I think he can become world champion? Absolutely, he can become.
All right, so basically, what Floyd's getting at is belts are becoming like trophies, and everybody got one. So he's saying there's too many belts in the sport, and what it's about is these sanctioning bodies trying to collect sanctioning fees, and he feels like they need to clean it up. So I'm gonna start one off with G. What's your reactions to Floyd Mayweather's comments?
I mean, watch Boxing Bros. You know we all agree with Floyd on this one. However, though, I have to say, I don't like the fact that he brought up the super champion because I kind of feel like that was directed at Teofimo because Tank is the regular, was that the WBA, I believe?
Yeah, WBA.
The regular, while Teofimo's the super. And to me, because Tank is your fighter, I kind of feel like it's a conflict of interest, so it kind of puts like a stain on his statement. And so because of that, I don't feel like he should be the one to make that statement. But if he wasn't affiliated with Tank in any way, like obviously I agree with it regardless. But I just feel like you wouldn't say that if Tank was the super WBA champ. You see what I'm saying? But because he's the regular champ, then you have issues with the super. You know, I kind of feel like this is an issue across the board, right? All the promoters play into this, including the money team, you know? So I'm happy he's speaking out now, but I kind of feel like his motivation is to justify Tank's regular title as opposed to saying, yo, these belts are just flawed altogether. We need to stop this. I think he only made that statement to big up Tank's, upcoming fight.
All right, Dollar Bill.
I respectfully disagree a little bit. I agree with a little bit you said, G, but I don't think he was. I don't think he was going at Teofimo Lopez because in the same interview he actually shouted out him on a great victory and a great win. I think it was so much of Floyd really getting a chance to watch Boxing Bros. You know, and he heard us talk about this belt situation, you know, and I think he was saying his frustration towards his champion also. Like they're fighting for he has a WBA belt, but Teofimo Lopez has a WBA belt also. I think basically what he's saying is, why do we have two champions with the same belt? Like you want to call this one super, you want to call this one regular, just make it one belt. That's why I think the champ was going at it with that. I don't think he was trying to throw a shot at Teofimo Lopez or nothing. The thing is just want to plug in Boxing Bros. We will be doing the one and only Boxing Bros belt where we give one fighter in that division the belt, you know? So we're gonna what Floyd said, we're gonna straighten this out.
We're gonna straighten it out.
Yeah. We're gonna start it all by giving the people that one champion, one face, one name for every division. That's what we're going to do, the Boxing Bros. That's what we're going to do for the people.
All right.
The MLBB belts.
All right. I guess it's on me. So, look, I kind of side with Trill. I don't think Floyd was taking a shot at Teofimo Lopez because I think he probably just frowned out. I think Floyd was just like, wait a minute, Tank's not the WBA? Well, hold up. How's he undisputed? There's a super. What the hell's going on with boxing? This would have never flown in my day. Like, you know, so I think he's just figuring out. It's like, bro, they're going to have to start giving courses on who's what champion and how you take that belt, how it's almost like, the law and exceptions to this rule. It's like you can, in order to be undisputed champ, you must have 4 major titles, unless and except the person you beat is a franchise champion, and that designation will count as said belt. Or if the person you beat is a super champion, and it's just like you got to make a flow chart to be able to figure out who the hell's champion nowadays. And I think that's what Floyd's getting at. Like, you need to clean this mess up. Like, we're legitimately hardcore boxing people, and we're sitting around like, yo, how did Teofimo become undisputed? Oh, because they said they're gonna elevate him, but they said that you couldn't pass on a franchise belt, but they changed their mind.
Man, they like Oprah with the belts. You get a belt. You get a belt. You get a belt. You know?
What was this commercial? I can't remember. I can't remember what the commercial was for, but I just remember the message from the commercial, and I thought it was hilarious. So, like, this guy, he goes, like, at the end of the game, his son plays Pee Wee soccer, and they just won a championship. And his son goes, "Look, Dad," and he hands him the trophy. And he looks at the trophy, and it says participation.
I seen that commercial.
And he was like, "Participation? We won." And then he writes champions on like the trophy. Like, because like, what the hell is this participation stuff? We the champs, we won. And it's almost like boxing's taking on the participation trophy role. It's like, you know what? Yes, Vasily Lomachenko was the champion and we took it away from him and gave it to Devin. But Ryan, you deserve to walk around with a green belt too. So we're going to make you the Sapphire champion. And, you know, you need a belt too. So we're going to make this the Emerald belt.
The Sapphire champion.
We're going to give him the diamond belt. This is what's going. It's like all these damn belts. And it's like, yo, who's the real champion then? WBC. Tell me, who's the real lightweight champion? Is it Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney? I need to know. Who is it? Can you tell me? So, WBC, you want to tell me your belt is so ill that you got 2 champions in one division? And then not only that, the WBA, we got the super champion, and then we got the regular champion. Like, this is just a hot mess. This is a hot mess. The super and the regular. Like, this is where we're going. The WBO, as far as I know, the WBO was on board, like saying, yeah, we just need one belt. I don't think the WBO has any like designation or whatever. And then, but the WBA has said, the president of WBA said, when we try to set up these tournaments with the champions so that they can fight each other, they don't accept it. They don't want to enter in those tournaments. And I call BS because I know 2 guys that want to enter into that tournament. And the WBO is looking to take away the belt before it can happen. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury would like to enter that tournament you've been talking about where all the champions fight to create one belt. Yeah, Joshua and Fury want to do that. But somehow y'all going to let Usyk get in the way. So, man, you belts, what y'all want is you want the fees. You want the money. You keep people going to pay to walk out with the strap on their shoulder. And the president of WBA said promoters do better when their fighter has a belt. The fighters do better when the fighter has a belt. The fans care more about the fight when a fighter has a belt. That's what they said. Well, let's put it to the test then. Do you think take all the belts away from Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua? Take it all and give it to Dillian White. Give it to Dillian. Give all the belts to Dillian.
Poor Dillian.
And on the same day, let Dillian White fight Deontay Wilder on one network, and let Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight each other on another network, and let's see who gets the most views. Dillian got all the belts though, so that should mean, because your belts mean so much, that should get the most views. Right? Wrong. The fighters at the end of the day, and Floyd's right. We're getting to a place where we're gonna have to make a flow chart to know who's the real champion. All right, so flow chart.
I feel bad now.
Javante,
You know why I feel bad? You know why I feel bad now? Because I just realized what we was doing. We was digging in Suleiman's pockets. You know what I'm saying? This is his hustle.
Yo, speaking of Suleiman, he had an interview.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
Oh my God, I was so confused. I was so confused. Homie asked him like 3 times, like,
explain the belt.
What the hell is going on with this undisputed situation with the lightweight?
He didn't answer the questions at all.
Yo, flip flop and juggling. I'm like, fam.
He even asked him how he felt about Floyd saying that.
Yeah, horrible, bro. That was the worst interview I've ever seen.
This is what I want to know, and this is some real stuff. This is why I'm saying, like, I'm not even joking. They're gonna have to make a flow chart. Yeah, they have to make a flow chart for real. So, Teofimo Lopez is the Super WBA champion. Yes, that's correct. What does that mean? It means that he's unified, right? Mm-hmm. So, what is it about? What can you do as super champion that you can't do as regular WBA champion, right? And you know how you play spades? Who's the big joker? Who's the little joker? Yeah. And why? And does the regular champion ever get a chance to fight the super champion? That's what I know. It would make more sense.
Question. I had that for the longest.
It would make more sense to me is if you get the regular belt, like within a certain amount of time of getting the regular belt, the super has to fight you. Then it would make some sense to me. But you got the WBC intern belt, you got the WBC diamond belt, you got the WBC franchise belt, you got the WBC regular belt. I mean,
they got a silver belt. These guys.
Oh yeah, the silver belt. I forgot about
that's what Ryan got. Ryan got the silver joint.
Yeah, he got the little baby one, the Fisher Price belt. You know what I'm saying?
About to make a cubic zirconia belt.
They're going to give that to the winner of Linares and Fortuna.
Yeah. This fight has been elevated to a championship fight.
This is the Ruby belt.
Who wants a tuna can belt? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, I'm telling you, it's crazy. The WBO is about to have to get on it because they can't compete.
They better not.
So the WBO is going to have to create another belt.
We need another belt.
The ultimate belt, the ultimate WBO champion. That's gonna be out.
They coming up with the WBC Super Duper belt. You know.
Nah, but my only question is with the super and the regular for the WBA, right? Is so does the regular take on all the mandatories while the super just be chilling?
Exactly. Here's the thing: there should only be no super belt. There should only be one belt, yo. There should only be one belt. And if you unify in that division, right, then you should get the Ring Magazine belt. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. That's maybe that'll be your extra incentive.
But only reason why I'm willing to entertain the super, I'm not entertaining the franchise, but at least the super, if it's one of those because you're unified, we don't want to bog you down with our mandatories because you have to also deal with mandatories.
Bro, super.
I agree. I agree with what you.
That's why
a long time ago,
the super.
The interim
have undisputed
used to be what the regular champion is, and then the regular champion is what the super champion used to be. Like when you used to get the interim belt, that used to mean like you're about to fight for the title. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
But what happens when you hold multiple titles?
Well, we've already secretly we've already cleaned up boxing. They just got to get with the program, and this is what I'm talking about. Alexander Usyk just moves up to heavyweight, and already the WBO, after one fight against Chaz Witherspoon, makes him a mandatory for Joshua. And now he's in a position where he can stop undisputed happening as a guy who's only fought one fight at heavyweight in his entire career. It's ridiculous to me. But here's what all the sanctioning bodies should do. Real talk. We were talking about Boxing Mania. They should really do Boxing Mania, not necessarily that name, right? But the WBA says, are you willing to enter into our tournament? We're taking 4 people. Winner of the tournament becomes mandatory. And then they'll get their shot against the WBA champion. That's it. There's only a WBA champion. Same with the WBC, same with the WBO, same with all these guys. You have to earn your way to getting a shot, and you enter this tournament. If you don't want to enter this tournament for business purposes because you're afraid you're going to lose your O or this or whatever, then you don't get the shot. You can have that beautiful O, but you're never going to have our belt. And that will clean up the sport, because it would mean something to have the belt then, because you don't just win one fight at a division and then now all of a sudden you're in line to fight for a title. You have to earn the spot. Make people earn the spots, then the belts would matter. Then you don't have to give everybody a damn belt. You don't have to give everyone a belt.
I have to play devil's advocate. This is a business. How are they going to make money? Or is everyone in the tournament paying those sanctioning fees?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Then, yeah, I'm rocking with it.
Yeah, you pay. Not only do you pay the sanctioning fees to enter the tournament, right, and to stay.
They lucky that these fighters
in consideration to win the belt, but you also eliminate a bunch of people who are not going to want to take that risk. Like, for example, if you tell certain people, you told Usyk, in order for you to become the WBO mandatory, you got to enter in this tournament with Dillian White. You got to enter into this tournament with Povetkin. You got to enter to this. He's going to be like, damn, that's a lot of hell for me just to get my title shot. But when you tell him all you got to do is beat Chaz Witherspoon and you're in there, oh, yeah. Now he's demanding you strip Anthony Joshua and give him the belt. What kind of BS is that? Like, seriously. This whole belt game is
yeah, this is the safe, these, stop being, you know what? The sanctioning fees. It's so greedy. Like, it should only be like, that's what it's you're greedy. Like, these guys are just greedy. You know what I'm saying? He should have one champion, one in every division for every belt. Like, you want to make up like 30 belts in one so you can have all these poor kids paying to have a title. You're basically making these kids buy a title. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not going to change until someone boycotts. Like, until someone like Anthony Joshua says like, yo, F your belts. You know, and I'm just going.
You know what they're gonna do?
Everyone,
you're a franchise champion. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they mean. Like, yo,
belt.
Because it's so sad, and I remember this, and I don't want to bring up bad times for Trill Dollar Bill. But when Carlos Balderman beat Zab Judah, couldn't even afford all the belts, bro.
Couldn't even afford them.
He became undisputed, and he couldn't even afford all the belts. I think he only could get the WBC, right?
That was the one that Floyd helped him out with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He couldn't afford to pay for the sanctioning fee for all the belts. So when he beat Zab Judah and was really undisputed, he never became undisputed. So that there goes the guy who's undisputed but was never undisputed.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there looking at boxing. It pissed us off then, even Trill, because Trill was a Zab Judah fan, but Trill's like, how the hell you beat someone
who was supposed to be undisputed at the time? And they don't give Zab that for undisputed for some odd reason. They don't ever call him undisputed champion at 147 for some odd reason.
I'm gonna double check it right now. I do believe he was undisputed.
He was though, bro. He really was. But was it only 3 belts? I think.
I'm checking right now. Hold on.
But yeah, he definitely was undisputed. Zab was the undisputed guy at that time.
Because when he beat Corey Spinks, he had the WBC, he had the WBA, and he had the IBF.
Yeah, there was 3 belts.
Well, actually, when he lost to Corey Spinks, no. You know what? Corey had one, right?
Mm-hmm. Corey had the IBF.
No, I'm taking a look right now. When he fought Costa Zoo, it was for. I think he felt.
That was lower weight. That was at 135 though. When he lost to Costa Zoo, or 140. Excuse me. When he went up to 147, he was undisputed at 147.
Yeah, because he beat Corey Spinks, and he had the WBC, he had the WBA, and he had the IBF.
Yeah, but that was when you could be undisputed with 3 of the major belts.
That's what I'm saying. He had the 3 major belts. He
But
had
they
a
don't
major
wanna
belts
press-
in 2005. Yeah. He should have been. Yep, he had 3 major belts. And then he lost to Carlos Baldomir. Yeah, so what we're saying, yeah. Carlos Baldomir should have had all 3 of them belts.
Yep.
But instead, Carlos Baldomir could only get the WBC.
And that was 10,000 right there when back and then, right? You had to pay 10,000 then.
I don't know what those fees was back then. You know, the sad part was, like, back then I never cared about the fees. I just looked at it like, yo, these guys are fighting for the belts and everything. The fees never became a factor in my mind until Carlos Baldomir couldn't afford the belts.
Yeah, that was.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this whole belt thing is getting out of control. Everybody with a strap, it's just not. It's watered down. It doesn't mean anything to be a champion now. And they should do something about it.
Let us know how you feel. That's what we are doing something about it. That's why we're coming up with the Boxing Bros belts. You know what I'm saying? When we award the real champion in every weight class, the official Boxing Bros belts. I think all you fighters out there need to, tap in and be like, we only fighting underneath the Boxing Bros belt. Let us know how you feel in the conversation. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros. Too many belts.
Catch me creeping down the dark street. This is where me and the zombies meet. Guarantee we all gonna eat. It's Zombie Ray again with HD. I'm a zombie in the night, you better run from me. Zombie Ray in the house, you better run, homie. Brought a mask and some gloves with some thugs with me. I came to do damage, you wanna purge with me. Super Saiyan zombie, I'll be